What is going on, New York Giant fans? Welcome back to another Roster Bubble Series video. Please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops to your drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. Also, share this out. Very important because, yes, training camp dates have been released, but we are still in the dead time of the offseason, so would appreciate a share out. Tell a friend, do all the good stuff in terms of communication and getting more people to this video. Appreciate it. So, another Roster Bubble Series video. I believe we're on episode number 9 or profile number 9. And Aaron Robinson is our profile today, but just going to go through a quick run through of how we usually do these videos. So it's about 5 to 10 minutes long usually. Sometimes they take longer. Sometimes, actually, no, I don't see it being any shorter than 5 minutes. But with that being said, I go into the player's background. I go into their competition. Who are they competing with? How can they win a spot on the roster? How they could lose a spot on the roster? Followed by a prediction at the end. So let's talk about Mr. Aaron Robinson. So Aaron Robinson was selected out of UCF by the Giants in the 3rd round of the 2021 NFL Draft. Now, this is, I believe, the 3rd profile we've done already where that selected player was out of the 2021 Giants draft class, which really doesn't say a lot of good things. But anyway, so he was depicted to be possibly a backup corner, a future slot corner, or maybe even outside corner because of, Darnay Holmes. I guess they were unsure, but they got corner depth. They got Aaron Robinson. Obviously, that pick has been criticized to this day for a lot of different reasons, possibly not getting an offensive guard, the way Robinson's career has panned out, all these different things. But anyway, so Robinson, he signed a 4-year contract on May 27th. He was on PUP to start the season, which is not a good thing. Got injured, I forget when, but got injured. He came back on November 1st, and I believe starting with either was the Chiefs game or there was the Bucks game on Monday night. It was a Monday night game. He started playing a little bit, and then as we got down the line, he started getting more playing time, like against the Eagles. That first time around, he was playing a little bit of the slot, a little bit of the outside, and you saw how physical he was. And Darnay Holmes went down later in the season with that rib injury. He suffered against the Eagles, so Robinson got more time in the slot. And when Adoree Jackson was injured, I believe it was Adoree Jackson or James Bradbury. I believe it was Adoree Jackson because Jackson, unfortunately, is known for that. He actually got time on the outside. And then Robinson was out for 2 games due to COVID. But in his rookie season, he played 12 games, 5 games started, But in his rookie season, he played 9 games, 2 of them started, 3 pass deflections, 26 total tackles, and a quarterback hit. In coverage, he allowed a completion percentage of 63.3, which is not bad. 204 yards, 1 touchdown, and a 94.3 pass rating, which is about okay. It's about okay. 1 quarterback pressure as well. So, solid stats all around for Robinson, obviously coming off of injury. And he's a 3rd round pick, so you can't really expect much. And also, he was just thrown into the fire. I mean, he was getting, playing time very slowly, but at the same time, cornerbacks were going down left and right. Adoree Jackson, Darnay Holmes, all these different guys. And in terms of defensive snaps, played 43% of the snaps in those 9 games he played. So you move to the next year, and the Giants don't really have a second cornerback. James Bradbury is gone. Aaron Robinson is slated to be that guy. So he got injured in the preseason, came back, started week 1, actually did a very solid job, and actually, never mind that about the injury, he actually struggled in the preseason. And it wasn't good. A lot of Giant fans were very down on him. I was still positive about him because I'm like, look, a lot of guys struggle in the preseason. Once they get it together in the regular season, I think it's going to be much better for Aaron Robinson. He struggled against the Pats, gave up a touchdown, and also had a holding penalty, and struggled just a tad against the Bengals. And then the Jets game, he played at least well that I can remember because, hey, listen, I was at that game. But week 1, he played solid, and what happened? He got injured. So, not good. And he came back in week 4. Knee injury, completely done for the year, which is not good for a lot of reasons. 2 games started, 2 games played, 1 pass deflection, 6 tackles. That's about it. Pass coverage, 33% completion. Obviously, that's a limited sample size. So you can't really say much about that, positive or negative. And 28 total yards given up, 49.3 passer rating. So, and also defensive snaps wise, 57% in those 2 games. So he was the legitimate starting second corner. Fabian Moreau and Cordell Flott kind of covered for him in some of the games he was out before he was pronounced out for the season. And then they had the rotation, and we all know what happens later in the year with Dory Jackson going down. But it's not a good sign right now. I'm going to say that before we get to the competition, because there's a lot of new guys coming in, a lot of experienced guys. And he had his shot last year. And I'm not trying to say that it's Aaron Robinson's fault that he got injured, but, just the circumstances of events that, he gets injured under a new staff that kind of embraced him. And now with Deonte Banks on the roster and Amani Oruwariye on the roster, he's got to compete for a backup job. And he's got 2 guys in front of him in the slot competition that are probably going to get roster spots over him. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball in my fucking hand. So competition-wise, Cordell Flott and Darnay Holmes in the slot. Darnay Holmes more so also as well as a backup role, but Cordell Flott I know definitely is either going to get a roster spot either way. So, doesn't matter. Darnay Holmes, Amani Oruwariye, who we just talked about, is the most experienced corner in the room. Javon Green, undrafted free agent out of Michigan. Leonard Johnson, second-year man out of Duke. Last year did not play due to an ACL injury. Rodarius Williams, 6th-round pick out of the same draft class, 2021. And Zion Gilbert, undrafted free agent, second-year man out of FAU. How can he win? He's got to stay healthy. I mean, that's the main thing right now. He's got to stay healthy, prove that he can be available. 11 games over 2 years is not necessarily, it's not necessarily a great track record. Also, as well, I mean, last year he missed, 15 games. And that's with the new staff. That's not with the old staff. That's with the new staff. So recency bias really works against his odds. Be a ball hawk. That's not really been his thing. I mean, obviously, limited sample size in the NFL. But 2 things that do work with him and things that he can do to lift himself up over other corners is get physical. He's an extremely physical cornerback. That's one of my favorite attributes about him. And he's a very solid tackler, and the Giants need help against the run. Obviously, we'll see what happens with the front 7 this year. But, once a guy breaks to the outside or, the edge is not set or something happens on a running play, you want a cornerback to stop it. I mean, Aaron Robinson has shown in tidbits that he can make some really good tackles and move up the depth chart in general. Obviously, he's probably a little bit more advanced than a guy like Rodarius Williams, Leonard Johnson, Javon Green, but Darnay Holmes or Oruwariye and Flott, you're going to have to do a little bit more. And not to mention, the Giants have a rookie corner in Trey Hawkins, who probably is a lock to make this roster. If you look at his Old Dominion tape, it looks pretty good. Not saying that he's going to get a starting job or, legitimate snaps, but I'm just saying he's going to make the roster. I would be very surprised if he doesn't. How can he lose? Struggles like last preseason. Right now, he's on the tip of the iceberg, the cusp of getting cut. Struggling like last preseason is not going to help him in any case. Gave him a little bit of a bundle of excuses last year, let it play out to the regular season, and there were good results and limited snaps. But it could also be like the Shane Lemieux thing, where he had limited snaps in 2021, played well, and then is complete shit the next year. I don't know that the Giants want to take that chance again with Aaron Robinson being this guy this time around. So if he struggles like last preseason and he cannot stay healthy, I think it's pretty much he's gone. But in my prediction, unfortunately, and I like this guy. I like Aaron Robinson. I like the attributes he brings to the game when he's on the field. I think he's cut. I think that Darnay Holmes wins a spot over him. Cordell Flott's obviously there. Trey Hawkins obviously there. You got 2 starters in Banks and Jackson, and Amani Oruwariye has the most experience. And he could probably play up to a solid level in this scheme. And I don't think the Giants are keeping 7 corners. I don't think there's really any need for that. Plus, Nick McLeod can play corner, who is also trying out for that strong safety spot. Like, comment, subscribe to all the good stuff. Turn on post notifications so you know when live stream pops for your drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. Doing one of these every single day till the middle of training camp. So stick around. I have a playlist full of them if you want to go back for Oruwariye or Holmes or this guy and that guy. Releasing one every day, as I said. till the middle of training camp. Peace out, guys. See you later. Stay cool.